Hello everyone, this is the Omelage. Now a while ago, the YouTuber Chris Jam talked about how he would like to see up-to-date versions of both Transformers Energon and Beast Machines. And to that I say, yeah, it would be possible to make up-to-date Energon figures. As for Beast Machines, that's another story. I don't know if Chris Jam has seen any of the Beast Machine episodes or just clips here and there. In any case, the main problem with making modern versions of those toys is that they didn't transform the traditional way. At least the Maximals didn't. I'm sure some folks will say the Transformers on the original G1 cartoon didn't transform the same way their toy counterparts did. Yeah, and that created some mixed results. That being said, hearing Chris Jam talk about making updates to Beast Machines got me thinking just how possible it would be to make updated versions of Beast Machines. So we're going to take a look at that. Now this video will be mostly focusing on the Maximals instead of the Viacons, because I think it would be more possible to make up-to-dates for the Viacons than it would be for the Beast Machines Maximals. Nevertheless, let's take a look and see just how possible it would be to make modern versions of those toys. Now let's start off with everyone's favorite boss monkey, Optimus Primal. Now this would be a challenge. Then again, all of the Beast Machine Maximals are, but Optimus may be doable. If Hasbro were to do an update version, I would recommend using the Rise of the Beast Voyager class Optimus Primal, as well as the Studio Series Primal. Hell, the Studio Series head sculpt almost looks like the Beast Machines Primal's, almost looks like Beast Machines Optimus Primal's robot head. So I think those figures would be a good match for Beast Machines Primal. Okay, let's move on to Cheetor, and honestly, I think Transformers Legacy United Core Class Beast Machine Cheetor, God, that is a mouthful, is probably the best any Beast Machines fan is gonna get. Sure, there's been some hits, like the Titanium line and the Night/1. However, as far as updates go, I think this Core Class one is pretty good. Now let's move on to Black Arachnia. Now, I never owned her original figure. It does look pretty cool. However, if they were to do a modern version, then the animated Black Arachnia would probably be a good candidate for that design. Maybe Kingdom version 2. Now let's move on to Black Arachnia's lover, Silverbolt, and I got to wonder how many hairs the toy designers lost when they were trying to translate the in-show model to a toy form. Beast Machines was a good show, but there were some really bad ideas for it. Anyway, if you were to do a modern version, I'd probably use the Rise of the Beast Air Razor, specifically the buzzworthy Bumblebee one. I think that would be the best mold for Beast Machines Silverbolt. Nightscream. Poor little Nightscream. Nobody really gravitated towards him, and his toy was a case where a McDonald's Happy Meal toy was more faithful to the in-show model than his mainstream toy was. As for making a modern version of this character, your best bet, I think, is to use the Titans Return Mind Swipe mold for Nightscream. Like, how else could you do it? As for the headmaster part, you could have it so it resembles Savage/Noble or Soundwave. Anyone who has seen Beast Machines will know what I'm talking about. Or you can make it look like his original robot form or whatever. Rat Trap. Oh boy, this toy certainly gained a lot of mixed reviews. Honestly, Rat Trap's form is one of those forms where it sounds good, but when you execute it, it really doesn't translate all that well. And it doesn't help that the writers of both Beast Wars and Beast Machines originally intended for Rat Trap to be crippled, which was always going to be a bad idea. Glad I didn't make it into Beast Machines, although they did try a little with Beast. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't make it into Beast Wars, but although they did try a little with Beast Machines. As for an up-to-date, I don't know how you could. The way I see it, if you have the original Happy Meal version, then you're probably good. That is probably the closest you're going to get with a show-accurate version of Beast Machines Rat Trap. Okay, Botanica. This character, what can I say? I don't know how anyone at Hasbro approved of Botanica being in the show. The reason I'm saying this is because the creators never intended for her to have a toy. As for and for a franchise that's all about selling toys, adding a character that doesn't have one sounds really dumb to me. But if you were going to do a modern up-to-date version of Botanica, then Age of the Primes, and I'm probably going to butcher the name, Quintanus Prime would be the mold to use, unless you heavily redesign one of Black Arachnia's molds. However, I do think Quintanus Prime figure would be the best bet. Lastly, Savage / Noble. Now, we did get Transformers that could go from beast to beast before. Those I think would make for good core class figures. Could you do a modern version of this character? Possibly. It would have to be a new mold, but it may be doable. Like, I guess you could retool the Rise of the Beast Air Razor mold for this character. That's probably your best bet, but I don't know. Like I said before, it was a good show, but it did have some bad ideas working against it. Now, before I give my final thoughts on this, I know there were other Maximal figures in the Beast Machines line. I just wanted to focus on ones that appeared in the show, because I don't want this video running too long, and let's face it, if Hasbro were to revisit the Beast Machines line, they'd probably stick with the Maximals that appeared in the show. And the only reason I didn't bring up Megatron was because if they can make a Transmetal 2 Megatron, then Hasbro should be able to make a Beast Machines version as well. That being said, could you make up-to-date versions of Beast Machines? Again, you can do that with the Viacons, the Beast Machines, Maximals, yes, but it would be tall order. You got to remember, they didn't transform, they transmorphed, which makes it hard to translate into toy form. So will we see the return of Beast Machines? Probably not. The last thing Hasbro wants to do is go back to a property that wasn't very successful. However, if they were to revisit Beast Machines, I hope they don't use any of that fragile translucent plastic. Just solid plastic. Same for the Transmetals. Anyway, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. However, before I end this video, I just wanted to show off this image from Hasbro revealing a Samurai themed Optimus Prime that transforms into an ox pulling a cart. And when I saw this, the first thing I thought of was, oh, those G1 fanatics are gonna be truck not ox pulling a cart. Ah, Hasbro, you miserable company. You'll make different versions of the same character, but you will not give us Transmetals. Beast Machines I can understand, but the Transmetals you have no excuse not to. Anyway, like before, if you like my content, subscribe and share the video. You can also, if you're interested, you can check out my books. I will leave a link below. If I don't, play my other videos have links. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll be back.